Hey, what's up, OKC Thunder fans? We got the W tonight against none other than the Cleveland Cavaliers. Man, if you missed this game, you need to watch it however you can because it was great. It was a great game, especially one that ended in the Thunder's favor. So the Thunder scored 148 points. Goddamn. And the Cavs had 124 points. LeBron, after the game, was not a happy camper. He said that in his career, he has never been scored on 148 points. So let's just give OKC some props for that, because LeBron doesn't say things without merit. So, you know, it was definitely a good showing from the team. Ugh, where do I even begin? Well, Russell Westbrook just straight up disrespected. I mean, he was like, oh, okay, so you're not going to make me a starter in the All-Star game. Cool. Well, I obviously won MVP for a reason, so I'm just going to show you real quick to remind you all of who I am and put my name back in your mouth, because I'm a great player. The man had 20 assists. Do you realize how difficult that is to do? 20 assists in this game. Not to mention Paul George with 36 points. Carmelo had 29. Between Russ, Melo, PG, and Steven Adams, they scored over 100 points. Are you kidding me? I am really loving what I'm seeing from this team right now. Forget clicking, forget figuring it out, forget accepting roles. They're running plays and they're communicating. Basic basketball 101. When you're in practice, what do? You practice all of these plays. Obviously, they're getting those plays down. They're figuring out ways to get guys open. The guys who, well, specifically Steven Adams, they don't run plays for him. They run plays for Melo, PG, and Russ. But Steven Adams has made sure that we all see his worth. And how is he doing that? Offensive rebounds. He is bullying guys down on the post. Bullying them. I mean, he's grabbing everything. His field goal percentage is extremely high, because most of the shots that he makes are right in the paint there, right off the background, right off the backboard. He's grabbing loose balls. He's going for everything. Picking and rolling. I mean, this team is looking really good. I'm very excited about this. So, what else was great in this game? Well, Dre's defense was great. They totally shut down LeBron. As soon as LeBron figures out that it's not going to be his night, ooh, does he get frustrated. And a frustrated LeBron can go one of two ways. Either he rallies his team, and they come back with a vengeance, and you're sorry you ever even thought you were going to win, or the reverse. They never get back into it, and you win the game. The Cavs have been struggling lately. He's been making a lot of excuses in the media, if you've seen his interviews. Isaiah Thomas, who this was his 7th game back after being injured, he played pretty well, actually. You could tell, though, that he doesn't have his pace back quite yet. He's not as explosive as he usually is just yet, but he's definitely getting there. He's looking really good for them. But he doesn't seem happy. And he's an outspoken player. I think we could say that about him. he just says whatever he feels like. And he mentioned that when he was back on the Celtics that they had better defense. It's like, okay, someone's a little bitter about this trade. Guess what? You're on the Cavs. It's not the worst place to be. I don't understand. He seems very... it kind of seems like these guys are just not really getting along that well, even in the locker room. And that can definitely divide teams. Now, being on the Cavs, that's a special case because I think all eyes are on them. And they are in the East, so regardless of what transpires, the East is not as strong as the West, so they still have an opportunity to make adjustments and change their play. But I will say that I watched a few of the post-game interviews, and these guys really don't seem convinced. They actually, D. Wade said they're just not trusting each other right now. Yikes. That's like, sound the alarm. That is such a red flag. So, something's going wrong. I know that it seems like they're also kind of not agreeing with what their coach is saying, so that's also not a good thing for them. But the Cavs are in the East and OKC is in the West, and right now OKC is looking pretty good. What else can I say about this game? It was very intense. Very intense matchup. It almost seemed like they were just having so much fun out there, which, like, anytime a team is having a lot of fun, you know that things are going well. The one thing that I will say that is turning to be huge, and it's the little things. It's little things that you notice. You kind of have to put yourself in their shoes if you're someone who plays organized sports, and, you know, what makes the difference on a team when people are talking. And I think in the beginning, when they were having their struggles, they were always talking. It's just that things weren't panning out the way that they wanted them to. Now, regardless of who the point guard is on the floor, all of the other guys, all of the four other guys on the floor are having a small conversation with the point guard and getting into their offense. So each player knows exactly where they need to go, what play they're running, who's going to be open, and what to do. Because either Russ or Felton are telling them exactly what they want or exactly the play that they're running. And that's working out really well for them. That talking is huge. It was great to see Ferguson again, hitting a couple threes. He had that dunk. I was like, okay, you better do it. Make it happen. Yeah, so OKC. All right. I'll also say this about Melo. He has definitely lost weight. He is lighter. He still has those legs underneath him. He's picking his spots, taking his shots, accepting the role 100%. Yes. And I'm happy that the media has chosen to use that as the way that they explain this now. Like, they're using his words to explain what has happened in OKC, and it could not be more spot on. And I'm glad that guys are buying into it. I'm glad that they're running a system that's seeming to work for them. I'm going to pose this question. Today was a very extreme game it was very high scoring. However, do you think, because this is kind of like the model for like best game case scenario. Are there still things that OKC needs to improve on? What are those things? Did you see any of that today? Or is it something that's missing that they need to work on? Another thing that I just want to throw out there that kind of has been bothering me about the Cavs is D Rose. D Rose played on the Knicks last season, so I watched him play. And he was hot sometimes, but mostly cold. And this season he took some time off to kind of assess if he even wanted to continue to play basketball. I don't want a dude on my team that's 50-50. I don't want a dude on my team who's half there. Like, you're either in it to win it, or you should just hang up your jersey and be done with your career, because there are plenty of guys who will take your spot as a point guard for the Cavs and get paid less money. I'm just saying, like, last season he never got back to that MVP status, and he has glimmers, you know, he has glimmers there, but his head is not there. You can tell. His head is not there. He's just gone through too many injuries. It's unfortunate, but at the same time, like, if you're on a championship caliber squad, you better be bringing it every single night, because or else you're done. So I wouldn't want a guy like D Rose on my team even if he was an ex-MVP or whatever. Like, nah. Well, have a great Saturday night. If you are celebrating the 4-game winning streak, then do it, and do it big. And as always, Thunder up.